Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me today. I'm really excited to see what the runes have to say for this week ahead. For those of you who got to see my behind the scenes energy on my Instagram story, I hope you joined me in a little bit of a dance. I've been feeling a lot of very jovial energy, especially with the transit that we just had with Venus going into Pisces. Now Venus is exalted in Pisces. This happened yesterday on Tuesday, April 8th, if I'm not mistaken. So today's the 9th. No, I lied. No, the 9th is this weekend. Whenever today is, hold on. It's the, let me just check real quick. For some reason my brain is blanking. It is April 6th today, and yesterday was April 5th. So Venus moved into Pisces yesterday on April 5th, and as you can tell, there's a lot of jovial energy, there's a lot of openness. As someone who is mostly ruled by Venus, given that I have a Taurus Sun, a Taurus Venus as well, Venusian energy is really influential in my life. So wherever Venus is in her transit usually has a really powerful effect on me. So for those of you who do have significant energies in Venus, so please do check your signs, your sun, moon, and rising signs, also your Venus sign, and see if they are ruled by any of the signs that are under her rulership, which includes Taurus, Libra, and the beautiful energies of those two signs. So I'm very much influenced by Venusian energy. But Venus in Pisces, being exalted in this sign, represents our connection to love and seeing love in all of its forms, right? Seeing love that grows out of grief, love that grows out of pain, love that grows out of joy and abundance, love for the universe around us, love for the spaces that we're in, for the people that are in our lives, love for the people who have left our lives, right? Love comes in so many forms, and its frequency is so unique, but it is pervasive throughout the universe, right? It is the foundation of this universe. Love outside of the boundaries of what we conceive love to be. And Venus in Pisces is that energy. It's Venus walking into the mystic, the energy of mysticism, the person who sees the back and forth, the in and out, the day and night, the light and the dark, the person who sees all of the spectrum of our reality and understands it as just that, a spectrum of a universal principle. So it's very beautiful. So we may be feeling very enlivened, very jovial. For some of us, maybe it might be a very emotional time, so we may be experiencing, remembering old past experiences, remembering past relationships, or looking back on previous encounters with love, whether through friendship, relationships, business partnerships, wherever it is, wherever love was experienced for you in your life. We may be having moments of looking back at that time, and it'll be a great opportunity for healing as well. Maybe difficult for some of us. Like I said, engaging with those parts of ourselves sometimes can lead to a little bit of a jostling energy, but overall it is very jovial. It is a good sign for Venus to be in. She's very happy to be in that sign. So that energy will be influencing us for the rest of the month, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a lot of good stuff to come. And then of course we'll see what the runes have to say for this particular week ahead, which I'm very excited because we're also experiencing, we also will be experiencing, or are in the midst of experiencing, a powerful transit where I believe Jupiter is going to conjunct Neptune, if I'm not mistaken. I have to check my almanac, which you can also check and subscribe to if you feel called to do so. My monthly almanac Solace, that is available on Substack. You can also find it on my Instagram. The little link tree box thingy, and the link, you click it and you subscribe. But let's see what the runes have to say. Till the time I stay on the lot today. All right. A lot happening. So interesting. Okay. I'm seeing a past, present, future reading today. So for those of you who do frequent the channel, you may remember that at times the runes do form something called the Norn readings. The Norn reading usually is a combination of 3 runes despite all the other runes that came out. And those 3 runes represent the past, present, and future. And it's much more involved in that than simply being past, present, and future, right? It would be how the past influences the future and the future influences the past, and how they all create this universal juncture at the present. It's quite beautiful. So there's a lot more to the fluidity of time, especially in this tradition, than is considered more linear, right? So I find it very beautiful because we do have 3 runes that came up in sequence, and I do feel like it is connected to the Norn reading, so I'll read it as such. So the first one being Fehu in Merkstav. So traditionally you would see it upright like this, and the Merkstav position as it fell is like this. So Fehu represents cattle, right? It represents wealth, prosperity, abundance. Usually represents the physical reality of things. And I remember Fehu had come up maybe last week or the week before, and it represents, for those of you who do tarot, the suit of pentacles. I oftentimes see Fehu as the 9 of pentacles, this energy of the self-made individual, someone who worked hard, who put in the effort to make what they wanted to make, to get to a space where they have that physical abundance, right? They have all the cattle, because in the past, money and wealth was associated with how much cattle you had, especially in the Nordic communities in the past. So this energy is in our past. Fehu and Merkstav represents anything that we have lost, physically losing things. It could be physical losing, emotional losing, but it's a letting go of things. So what I'm getting from this rune as I'm looking at it, many of us have lost friendships, have lost perhaps romantic partnerships, or have ended romantic partnerships. Some of us may have had sudden changes in regards to our like business stuff. It's just for some people, because again, there's a lot of people here watching, right? So take what resonates. Some of us may have actually lost a physical item, whether it was our keys or our phone, or like, or it may have been stolen or taken or something like this, right? There's an energy of something lost, right? Something that was lost, moving into the present moment of ing. Whatever it was that we lost may have had some semiotic, which is to say symbolic, or emotional value to us, such that we can see it as a metaphor for releasing whatever that thing may have meant to us. For example, the first thing I think of for myself is around this time 2 years ago, I was in the process of losing a very good friend of mine. He was someone I knew for many years, and he was sadly ill, and he was going through a lot. And I didn't know at the time, but this was the time period where I started to say goodbye to him, and he started to say goodbye to me. And so now looking at that here in this energy, right? This is the Venus coming into Pisces. This is the reflection on old aspects. So this losing could be very recent. It could be like this weekend you lost something, or this past week you like lost your keys, or as I said, something very physical. But it could also represent the things that we lost that still affect us to this day. And yet Ingwas here in the present moment is teaching us to be grounded, to realize that what we had lost was a door, an opportunity to open ourselves up to something different, to something new, to hold gratitude in our heart for the things that we have loved and for the reasons why we love them, so that we can open our hearts to new love and new experiences. I'm tearing up, y'all. Let me just have my tea for a second, one moment. I was like, I'm in it. I'm in it today. So this ingwas is inviting us to feel more grounded and secure in the process of how far we've come. Even if it was like a recent loss, even if it was something last week. Like for example, like I said, I keep thinking of losing your keys. Let's say you lost your keys, but you had the grace to say, you know what, I lost the keys, it happened, I got back into the house somehow, I'll figure it out. That alone is room for celebration. It calls for an applause, because to take things as they come, to embrace that loss and say, okay, it hurts, but I can use this as an open door. That's something to applaud oneself for, having that grace of acceptance. So this present moment in ingwas is a grace of accepting. So this week going ahead, because again, Fehu and Merkstaff is the past. So this is before today, before Wednesday, April 6th, because I'm not going to forget that now. Before Wednesday, April 6th, right? There's a lot that we've lost. But today, going onward into the week ahead, we're going to be experiencing a deeper gratitude for how far we've come. And then we have two very interesting runes here, right? So, interesting. Okay. So we have the need fire, right? Nauthies, that is in the future, which to me feels like, usually I associate it with the sign of Scorpio. I also associate it with, like I said before, the need fire, the things that we need, that we desire. Sometimes it's this, it can be visceral. It can be this thing that kind of shakes us up, right? It can be very challenging experience, a very challenging energy to feel through. But in this context, especially with, again, how it ties back to Fehu in the past, this Nauthies feels like an awakening of the fire of life, an awakening of the passion of life, of the things that we need, waking up to our needs again, waking up to our desires again, waking up to, oh, I didn't know I need that, or I didn't know I need to be more aware of how important that thing is to me, or I know now because of this past experience that this is my boundary and how important that boundary is to me, right? It's all of those small things that come together to make a powerful fire within one's heart. And then underneath it is a blank rune. But because they fell on top of each other, I find that to be quite unique, especially in a rune reading. So I decided to take a look at the rune underneath, and it was Dagas. And again, I find that to be very beautiful, because Dagas is the day. It's the thing that you cannot stop. So this sunrise, you cannot stop sunrise. You cannot stop the day from coming, right? That's a blessing. So this week ahead, as we tap more into this gratitude, ground ourselves, again, I'm hearing, please practice drinking more water, resting, taking the rests that you need when you need them, right? Being more aware of the physical body, I think is going to be very important this week. But as we tap into that, going into the week ahead, right? Going into, I would say, like into the weekend, / a little bit past the weekend, into next week, next Monday, Tuesday. And so this Nauthies undergirdled by Dagas, the hidden Dagas, the hidden day. I find that to be quite poetic, the hidden day. It's going to awaken something in us, awaken a passion in us. So look out for that. So yeah. That's what I see for the runes this time around. It was very powerful. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Video, please like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for sharing this time with me and sharing my practice with me. And I'll see you guys here on the channel next week. All right? Bye, everyone.